Welcome to Snowmobile Sessions Live on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms. It's the #1 destination to learn about snowmobiling, network with other sledders, and have an awesome time doing it. We'll meet other snowmobilers that share your passion and show your fan photos along the way. Snowmobile Sessions Live. Enjoy the ride.
This episode of Snowmobile Sessions Live is brought to you by Energy POWERSPORTS. They're Oakville's full-line BRP dealer with sales and service to all BRP models and so much more. Energy POWERSPORTS always has the fun in store with a wide selection of clothing, parts, and accessories for all your powersports passions. Make Energy POWERSPORTS your source for Can-Am off-road, ATV, and side-by-sides. Can-Am on-road Ryker and Spyder, including the sporty F3S. Sea-Doo watercraft and Switch pontoon boats. And Alumacraft fishing boats powered by Mercury Marine. Put yourself on a Manitou pontoon or a Widescape stand-up snowmobile. Energy POWERSPORTS is the home for Lynx and Ski-Doo snowmobiles for the entire family. Do you feel the energy? Energy POWERSPORTS, 879 Cranberry Court, Oakville, Ontario, or online, energypowersports.ca. Hey everybody, how's it going? Hello. We are we're with Paul Nakhleh from TrakMaps, and thank you so much for coming on the show, Paul.
It's my pleasure, Gary. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And listen, I don't want to step on Drew's roll call, which he's going to do in a minute because people are still coming in the door. Yeah. But just to show you some love, Paul, we got Chris Watson says, I'm a big fan of TrakMaps. I use it on all my rides. And Sunset Trail Rider says, same here. He's been using TrakMaps for years.
I love to hear that. I love
That's awesome. There'll be more. Drew will catch those though as they come in. So anyway, tell us a bit about TrakMaps for those that don't know what it's about.
Yeah, for sure. So I work at TrakMaps. What we do is we sell maps for the outdoors. Anything that is outdoors, we'd love to have the map or we have the map. And you know, we've been doing this since 1999. We have maps for GPS, Garmin GPS specifically, and we also have printed maps and charts. So for all sorts of activities. So we cover snowmobiling, ATVing, hiking, hunting. You know, we do hunting maps of your area printed on waterproof and tearproof paper, while also, you know, doing maps of Ontario for snowmobiling, of the, you know, northeastern, Midwest, Western United States as well. So that's sort of what we do, and we're 7 people at the company. So we're a very small team, and we like to move fast, and that's what we did. I'm sure we'll talk about it later. That's what we did with Snowmobile Ontario.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's one thing we were talking off air. How do you get your data? Like where do you develop it? I know OFSC was a big thing that, you know, you have to have the live updates, and it's all they really protect their I don't know what their trails, I guess you could say. Talk to us a bit about the strategy and how you do it.
Yeah, of course. So in the past, what we did in Ontario is we had an agreement with the OFSC to get data very regularly, and we do the same thing in many other provinces as well. We feel going right to the source, to the federation, is the best strategy. And so we do that while also getting data from other sources that are, you know, useful and relevant, and also from our users. And just so for your viewers, if ever you have a TrakMaps subscription and you send us any sort of updates, so like a change in a trail or anything like that, we'll of course implement them and also give you additional months for your effort. So once the agreement, yes.
How would they do that? Do they take a screenshot of the breadcrumb, or?
So either a screenshot, or much preferably is you can send us a it's called the route that you did on your GPS. It's like a GPX file, or a KML. Yeah. And you can send that to us through our website in our support section. It's called Report an Inaccuracy. and that'll send it to us, and then we'll respond to you with the plan of action. So going back to Snowmobile Ontario. So once the agreement with the OFSC fell through and they didn't renew the contract, it was really last minute for last season. So we weren't able to have anything last year. And I'm sure a lot of your viewers were very upset and angry and frustrated. And like I've spoken with countless people since we relaunched it, saying, like they were selling these sorts of like Snowmobile Ontario. They're selling that map on Marketplace for like $500. Crazy.
That's so if you had an old version of TrakMaps, it still worked. It's just you didn't have the newer
exactly.
I got
exactly. It's from like 2022 basically, or 2023.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. That's insane. So I should dig up my old package if I've got it still and put it on eBay.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. Now we have a newer map. But so what we did is we have maps all over the US as well, and there are no federations for like one state or anything like that. So we go county by county collecting that data and making it into the map that we sell. So a couple of weeks ago, I was just thinking like, man, it'd be really nice to have a map again, because to this day we would get people asking us like, hey, do you have an agreement? Do you have anything in the pipeline? And we're like, no, unfortunately, we just don't have anything. So I said, what if we use the same sort of strategy that we use in the US and just apply that here? We'll have all the disclaimers. Trails obviously change from time to time. Landowners, you're very well aware. All the agreements that had to be in place. So we made sure to just have all the disclaimers we could possibly have. And then we got data from many sources and made it into this map. And we're going to be updating it once a month. And if possible, we'll update it more frequently, just because of the crazy amount of demand we've received, especially for Ontario this year.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Southern Ontario in particular is having a really good year. I know the club I volunteer with, every year we change trails slightly. They're not always exact, right? And that's the thing I used to say about things like TrakMaps or Ride Command at that time as well, is that it kind of gives you a reference of where the trail is. And I know using BRP Go this year, the trails move and you're way off the map, and it's not even close because they need 4 passes with the groomer in order to register the new trail if they've moved it, right? That's how our club works anyway. I think it's all over, and it's 4 complete. It's not
I was
one
muted.
there,
4
one
complete.
back. That's 2. It's 4 complete loops. Wow. So it's going to take a while. Like we'll be tight to try and get it in this year probably. They've probably been out twice now, but so it's still, you're dropping breadcrumbs. So if you're doing a loop or you're doing there and back, you're going to see on TrakMaps where you've been. And that's why I reached out to you, as I recently rode with a friend. I was telling you, Paul, that and his name's Tony, and he was running the TrakMaps on his sled, and I have the BRP Go running, and he was tit for tat for what I had on my screen, and again, less clutter, because mine was showing trails that were yellow, saying it was closed because it was 12 hours out of sync, right? And he didn't have all that extra garbage on his screen, right? Where when I looked over at him, and it was like, wow, that's actually kind of a nice looking thing. And when I seen it was Ontario, I went, I remember seeing an ad or a pop-up from TrakMaps. I better give Paul a call.
I'm very grateful. Yeah, for sure. Just to point out, so if you go on the OFSC's interactive trail guide, you'll see everything in real time and the amount of trails available, what's closed, limited, and open, of course. We don't have that on a GPS map, just because we can't update it like every day. So what we do is we have, I believe we have like most of the network as available on the GPS. So you take that and then you add on the disclaimer, like follow signage, make sure you have the correct trail pass, it's really the only thing we can do with this type of product. If it was something like for your phone or a web app like the interactive trail guide, then we'd be able to update it every minute, every hour, But
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
right.
not feasible with a GPS product.
No, that's right. And like a lot of people use the OFSC app, which isn't really directional. They'll look to see what the trail status is, and then they'll use something like TrakMaps to plan a route and ride. And you got to do that with BRP Go and Polaris Ride Command anyway, because they're not current. They can be out 12 hours or more, right? As far as the updates go.
Exactly.
One thing that I really liked when I had the TrakMaps trial package a few years ago was the ability to plan the trips on a laptop or on your computer before you head out. Can you talk a bit about that?
Of course. So we sell the map either as a download or as a pre-programmed micro SD card that you put in your GPS and it's ready to go. And regardless of the format, you can have the map installed on your PC in a Basecamp for Windows or Mac, and you can plan a trip in advance. You can look up points of interest. You can see your previous trips that you've done on your GPS and have them on in Basecamp in order to view them and maybe plan your next outing. So you can plan these in advance in Basecamp, and we have a bunch of tutorials on our website to show you how to do that. And then you can transfer it to your GPS. So once you're out on the trail, you can load up that route, depending on your accent, and make your way to your destination.
Very cool. Yeah, it was really neat. Does it give you, and correct me if I'm just trying to get the lay of the land here again, because it's been a while since I played around with it. Does it give you your average speed and any trip statistics?
That would be a function of the GPS. It'll definitely give you your speed. I'm not 100% sure if it'll show you your average speed or other stats like that. You'd have to check for each GPS because some have these sorts of capabilities and others might not.
Yeah. Do you recommend a certain GPS? I know it's Garmin, but do you recommend a model over another? Is that something we find on the website, or can you recommend one here?
Yeah, for sure. We really like the Montana series. There's like a Montana 650, Montana 700. We have a guide on our site, based on your activity. This is the type of GPS we would recommend. But the tread is also a good one for snowmobiling and ATVing. Those would be the ones I would stick to personally. But just so you know, it will also work with most Nuvi GPSs, which a lot of people have those just lying around and they're collecting dust. So why not give it a second life? And you can mount it on your GPS, on your snowmobile or ATV, and you'll have power at all times, and you can just have your map ready to go.
Yeah, and that's what I was using it on is a Garmin Nuvi, and that's the thing. There is a compatibility list on there. I know those Montana 650s are the boss for GPS on sleds. They're very durable. They're waterproof. They get.
And I think that's the one that Skidoo used to actually officially sell as the one that's backed for the GPS mount. Now they don't, because now they have like the module and stuff. So I think they've just kind of gone away. But I know that's the one they used to back.
Yeah, exactly. It came with some BRP models at one point.
Yeah. Sunset Trail Rider says, I've always used the Oregon 450. Tread looks really nice. It's a bigger screen too.
Yeah, Oregon's good as well. They just have a bunch of states, as you can see. They just
that's right. That's right. Now talk to me about the US maps. You said they're by region. So do you sell a download or a DVD for each region? Is that how it works?
Exactly. We don't have DVDs. We used to back in the day.
I'm dating myself here now, right?
What's a DVD?
Yeah, what's
exactly.
that?
Do I even have a slot on this thing? I don't think I do.
Like what are these archaic things, right?
45 or 33 and a third.
I'm old enough to remember DVDs, but yeah, we used to sell them on DVD. Now we have two formats, either a download or a pre-programmed card, which is basically a micro SD card with an SD adapter. It goes, right into your GPS and it's ready to go. So for the US, we have 3 regions, if you will. So we have US Northeast, which is like New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont. I won't bore you with like the state, state by state, but we have Northeast, Midwest, and West. So instead of having to buy like multiple maps, we just group them up into these regions, and we get most of this data county by county. So we really put in the work. We have someone working pretty much full time, just going county by county, collecting the data and putting it into the map for those states.
Yeah. So you have a GIS expert right on staff.
Oh, we have multiple. Most of my colleagues are cartographers.
Right on. That's perfect. Yeah. Right on. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of a neat process. And then not only we're talking snowmobiles primarily here, but talk to us about the other maps that you offer.
Of course. So we have snowmobile maps. We have ATV maps, and we also cover most of the US. In the US, we call it OHV. And it's essentially the same thing as snowmobile, but for these sorts of activities. So it's, routable trails, points of interest, topography in the background, and so forth. And so we have that as well. We have hunting maps. We have topographic maps, which are more for hunters and hikers. And we have a product called Marine, which is fishing and boating charts for Garmin.
That's awesome. Is there Marine Canada and US? Like, do you have Ontario Marine maps?
Yep, we have Ontario, Quebec. We have parts of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. In the US, we have basically the entire Atlantic coast and the Pacific coast.
Sweet.
There's one one issue though with this chart, and it's the compatibility. So most people who have a GPS that's a Garmin, it's going to be the model is called GPS map or Echo map, and we're unfortunately not compatible with those. Only Garmin has their own maps that are compatible with those, and it really is unfortunate, but those are the only maps that work. And Navionics, which is a company they actually acquired a couple years back. So we're sort of limited in, the amount of people we can actually reach with these charts, but they'll still work on like Montana, all the other usual suspects, just not the actual boating GPS.
Yeah, because some boats just have like one by the company built into like your dash or your console, right? So
yeah,
it needs to be like an actual Garmin unit. I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're a snowmobiler and an ATV or off-roader, and you also have a boat, you're going to have that Garmin unit you could take from vehicle to vehicle and put it in your boat and run the TrakMaps on it, that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, Dad, they must also be the richest man in the world: a boater, a snowmobiler, and an ATV. Holy!
I'm not, and I have all 3.
You're no longer a boater after last summer. That might be done.
I'd be exhausted, man. Like I would not have time for anything else.
Tell me about it.
Scott Rocher says, I just used the new Ontario snowmobile map on the weekend, and I was impressed with how accurate it was. Thank you for not giving up on Ontario trails, Paul.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate it. We've worked really, really hard. All this was done in like 2 weeks. And just to give you more background, this is also while preparing a move at our work. We basically swapped office spaces within the same building. I'm also a new dad. My daughter's 5 months old. So like,
congratulations.
Thank you. Trying to do that, and then like a whole bunch of other projects that came up. So it was a lot.
Yeah,
we got it done though.
Well, I appreciate you spending some time with us here tonight. Ron Keslu asks, what is the difference between TrakMaps and Onyx Off-Road?
I'm not even certain. I don't. Oh, Onyx. Okay.
It's an app. You pay for it. It includes like OHV trails and ATV. I don't know if it has snowmobiling, but Onyx is like just in the past couple of years that popped up.
Yeah, I don't think they have snowmobile trails. You see a lot of guys that are the Jeep guys, and I was actually put it on the dirt bike for when I had that CarPlay unit, but I found Gaia GPS better on the bike. But
I know of Onyx. I know of Onyx Hunting, and it seems to be a really good map. But I don't know enough about Onyx Off-Road. But it looks like it's for phones.
Yeah, it's an app. From what I know about it, it's an app. It's only United States at the moment, I think, as well. I don't think they have a Canada. They've done the only reason I know about it is because they've done sponsor spots with Seaboys and I think Heavy D. Yeah, Heavy D. They've popped the past couple of years, and that was, I think, their marketing strategy.
Yeah, and Side by Side blog promoted them a couple times.
Yeah, that's true. They did that. Yeah, so it's America Off-Road. There's no snow. I'm on their website. There's no snowmobiling on.
Look at the salmon this guy's got in his thumbnail.
Oh my God!
Ken Weisbarth, he says, I've been using the maps for years and pretty happy with them. Past Ohio State Snowmobile Association Snowmobile of the Year in 2012. Nice work, Ken. I love all the new names too, and we got new fan photos coming up too from a couple of new people, and sweet. I love seeing that. So thank you for the podcast is growing, and Paul and I were talking off air, and it's all because of sharing, right? And I got a shout out to Lepoinski because every week he shares it on his Facebook. Just says, hey, this show's on tonight, and blah blah blah. If everybody did that to their social media, to their friends, their family, their sisters, their brothers, their grandmas, that we'd have a lively chat every week. And speaking of that, Drew's going to do the roll call, but first, who is it brought to you by?
I wonder.
Could it be?
We got to find it. Tired of dealing with worn out carbides and scratchers that just won't scratch your itch? You deserve better. It's time to upgrade your ride with QUALIPIECES. QUALIPIECES is the leader in specialized snowmobile accessories, bringing you innovative products that solve the everyday problems we all face on the trails. From their durable, long-lasting carbides, Trailblazer ice scratchers, to their ingenious roller ski, QUALIPIECES has redefined quality and performance. Have a taste of their specialized carbides at QUALIPIECES.com and take your snowmobile to the next level.
Alrighty. Thank you for that.
I use those. The Trailblazer ice scratchers are a great product. They hook over the rail on the bottom, and they'll once in a while, I call it premature ejections, and they'll flip out, and you'll end up dragging them around for the day without knowing it. And I got some eyelets from them. They're I'm doing a video on it shortly, but the eyelets screw into the rail, and it's kind of like an eyelet, but it's kind of twisted and rubber coated, so you just stick the tip inside the eyelet. And I mean, I rode all weekend and had no issues with them popping out. So nice. Very inexpensive product on their website or at your QUALIPIECES dealer, and it works amazing, just like all their other products.
Alrighty, roll call. Okay, Chris Watson's in the chat. We already talked about him. He praised the TrakMaps earlier. Ron Kesslut's in here. Mike Gooley's the Motorsport channel's in here. He has a question that I put in the back of my head, and I'll ask after we're done this roll call. Sunset Trail Rider says should be a good show tonight. We got Corey Brock as always. Rob C, Lepoinski 800R, as we mentioned as well, always sharing for us and being a great guy. Uncle Buck we got in here says good evening. We got Odie the sled and truck guy says hope everyone got some riding in this weekend. We got Mason Villamere.
You're going to love his sled, dude.
All right. We got Mason Villamere. Okay. Yeah. Throwing Sparks is in here. Burn says hi, everyone. Dan Smith says love Monday nights at 6. So we know that he's maybe he's from Wisconsin or something, being an hour ahead of us. But
that's true. It's 7.
Yeah. Greg Kelly says, hey, gentlemen, another Monday night with the Porters. Savage One gives a devil horns. What else we got? Hopefully I didn't miss anyways. I'm scrolling through. William McCleary is in the chat tonight again. Olive Garden Gnome, another familiar face. Sled Tubes in here.
I think you missed Scott Rocher. Oh, are you down that far yet? I'm maybe ahead.
No, you're ahead of me.
Okay,
I'm Wisco Sledhead's in here. Scott Rocher. He said, just use the new Ontario Snow map of the week. I was impressed of how accurate it was. Thank you for not giving up on the Ontario trails. Ken Wisbarth, that's the one you just answered the question from. Iron Moose says, good evening, guys. Michigan Rev says, TrakMaps, double thumbs up. And I think that's everybody. If I missed you, just throw another thing in the chat. Dan Smith says, Minnesota.
Right on. No, that's
Heck
great.
Yeah.
And Mike Galitz, I'll start with you can finish it, but he just said that's funny because he just posted a video about him not knowing how to use his GPS. He says, hello, everyone.
Yeah. And he was asking something I asked off air, but we'll just get the answer again. He was asking about single track for dirt bikes, so single trails for bikes on TrakMaps.
Single trails for bikes?
Yeah.
Our map in the US, like
no, this would be for Canada. This would be for Canada. He's asking about.
We really only work with federation. So as long as it's part of the federated trails, like in Ontario, for example, we have Halberton ATV. In Quebec, we have the FQCQ. So as long as they're part of those trails, we will have them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If let's say it's the Ontario Federation of Off-Road Trail Riders, the OFTTR or whatever it is. If you don't have that map available, would you be interested in doing it? Like, it's a great trail network up there, and it shares some of the snowmobile trails in the summer, but they have their own network of trails. Like, is that something that we could maybe get? Mike Galitz he rides those pretty much once or twice a week.
So Dad, that is actually in there. Like, you're talking Scora, right, Dad?
Yeah, Scora.
It's in there, but only the ATV trails for Scora are on the map. All the dirt bike trails are not. Because remember how it had both? It was single track, and all the ATVs are in there, just not the single track.
So we could actually get riding them and then send you the data to add to the map. Is that how it works?
Absolutely. But also, so, we don't have, we have a limited bandwidth for this kind of thing. So we focused, recently on Snowmobile Ontario, and for this coming spring, we're going to try to do the same thing, but for ATV in Ontario. Because now, if you check on our website, the trail network that we have in Ontario is just not up to snuff. We really have Halberton ATV and a few other parts of Ontario, but we're going to try to really, really revamp the product for this spring. Same thing we did in Ontario for Snowmobile. And, we launched it only last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. It's all a blur to me right now. But we're starting to get now the results of people's experience with the map, and it's been overwhelmingly 2 thumbs up. So I'm really happy with how it panned out, and we're gonna try to do the same thing in Ontario, and then following that in New Brunswick, because there too, I think it hasn't been updated since like 2019, that one. So it could use a little rizzing up.
Well, that's cool. Bam Customs missed the roll call, Drew, but he says it's the #1 stalker here. I've ridden a lot with Bam this year. He had a bad curse with the MUDBRATS. He wasn't able to ride successfully, but I think we've been out 3 times, and we're safe to say, knock on wood, that the curse is broken. So
you're forgetting that the first time you rode with him, his sled caught fire. I don't think that you're out of the woods just yet.
No, the first time was his truck blew the rear end. He rented a U-Haul.
That doesn't count. That's 2024. That whole season was cursed. That one doesn't count.
He needs to stay home, man.
He needs to try boating.
He's got it now. He's dialed now. Shannon Staples says, hey, on behalf of my dad, I'm going to tell him all about the good stuff for his trip this weekend. Thank you, guys. That's great. Yep. And Outdoor Hobby Guy just strolled in, and he says, good evening, Shredders. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But so you want to do a giveaway right now while we're sitting here?
Let's do it.
Trying to
is this better planned than last week, Dan?
No, it isn't. Why would we plan anything? All right.
Gosh,
So
good Gandhi.
So we're gonna come up. I just gotta load something up here to get an answer, and then we're gonna.
You gonna send me a message?
So whoever's the closest to this.
No cheating, guys.
Oh, you can't cheat on this because I'll be the only one that knows the answer on this one. SledTube wants to know if there's any TrakMaps discount codes.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there is. Give me 1 second.
Oh, cool. Can you make one for MUDBRATS?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, make one for MUDBRATS. If you use the coupon code MUDBRATS, they get a deal on it. Okay, right. So Drew, I'll text you the answer, but
sure, so I can look for it. Okay.
The question is,
go quick, just in case someone goes right away. Text it to me first.
What's the rule of the answer? So because there is a delay on YouTube, it's going to be the first one that we see. And if we actually say the wrong person, but we notice it answered earlier, the guy earlier wins the prize.
Yeah, we'll go back and check. Right? Yeah.
Okay. So to date on podcast platforms, how many downloads has Snowmobile Sessions had?
So the closest gets it. So how long are we going to give them though? Like, should we give them a period because we could be typing numbers for the next?
Yeah, no, it's going to be it doesn't have to be that exact number, but if you're close to it.
Yeah, but we could have people for the next hour typing in closest numbers.
It's going to be tough. It's under 100,000.
121. Come on, outdoor hobby guy. There's more people watch this week daily. Like,
no, this is downloading to listen in your car, in your truck. It's less than 100,000, but it's more than 10,000. I'll say.
We're getting some varying answers. We got Just Fly Low says 70, BAM 45,000.
We're going to give it 1 minute. That's what we should do and cut it off.
Should I just start the timer now because we didn't set that up before?
The timer now. You got 1 minute to answer. Geez, some people are getting real close. They're honing around it.
You can type multiple answers in, guys, if you want to keep the trial, the denial and error.
I'm just kind of starring the ones that are close. I think we've got
it. And then we can do, and then we can just run a quick calculation to check if we need to. I like Ken's answer.
This is kind of, we're going to be doing too much math on this to figure
out. No, it's fine.
65,000.
Couple 65s.
I created the promo code. It's MUDBRATS for 20% off $79 or more.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, you guys got 15 seconds. Well, 15 seconds from the delay, so they're going to keep coming in. So we'll just wait till it's. Well, I could just use the timestamp too. So at
great.
Basically 7:34. If there's any from that time, I know that it doesn't count. Okay, so I'll let the next few funnel through. And
okay, it's done. So the answer was Sunset Trail Rider looks like the last person that got it. The answer is 59,812. So did anyone go 60,000?
Someone did 52,786. Dad, did you factor that one in?
But 65,000 is closer than that.
Yeah, it is. No, it's not. No, that 52.7 is closer, Dad, to 59. Be closer.
Oh, it is too. Yeah. 55,689, Shannon Stapleton.
Oh, that's the next one then. Oh, someone said 57.
Who's that?
Iron Moose said 57 at the very start.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
Hold on, just wait. 57,000, yeah.
Yeah, so Iron Moose, we'll give it to him. Iron Moose, send your address to fanphoto@mudbrats.com and
wait, Dad, whoa. Dad, stop. Someone said 58,173.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's real close.
Wisco said it. Wisco said it.
You know what? We'll do one for Iron Moose and one for Wisco Sledheads. There's 2 of the 10 gone.
Yeah, but then we got Odie who said 56,789, so he's even closer than Iron Moose was. This is the problem. This is why you got to pick one person who was ever the closest. This is why you can't do that because we're just going to keep noticing. The top 3 are Iron Moose, Odie the Sled, and then Wisco, and that's ascending order.
Let's do those 3 then, okay? You good with that, Paul?
So
you 3 guys, send me and girls. Send me your address and your handle, and that's the first 3 prizes, right?
And also your preference if you want a download or a shipped pre-programmed card.
Oh, and the map you want. If you're US, what region? Or if
it doesn't have to be Ontario. Yeah.
If you want a marine map, if you want ATV, you be
Whatever
specific
it
on
is.
there. Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. But you know what? Let's what are we at? Let's get into the fan photos because we got a lot of them. And then we'll do some more draws throughout the fan photos. And then we're going to talk more about Paul's products. And Paul sent us some pictures of his adventures as well, which look pretty fun and cool. So he's going to be a cool guy to hang out with. That's for sure.
I'll take it from you.
I'm going to get right into this, and we're going to get right into fan photos here.
Sounds good.
Fan photos are brought to you by Fast Track Snowmobile Traction. This season, quit sliding sideways on the ice and losing races to your buddies. A Fast Track stud kit will help you with improved braking and give you the arm-ripping acceleration you crave. I put over 3,000 clicks last season on my Renegade 850, and I'll tell you, these studs exceeded my expectations. Not one broken stud. My idler wheels still look like new, and they hooked up like I was on rails in the twisties, inspiring confidence every ride. Fast Track Top Gun kits are the highest rated stud kit at 4.9 stars with over 230 reviews. The studs are heat treated stainless so they are strong and they don't rust. The kit is lighter, easier on the track, and has a lifetime warranty against breaking. Each kit comes with a track specific template for complete balance with over double the scratch lines from stock templates. All listeners when purchasing a stud kit can get a free install kit, a $30 value. Visit fasttrack.co, add both products to the cart, and use the coupon code SNOW at the checkout. That's fasttrac.co. Right on. All right, let's do another draw here while we kick this off.
So I went back and checked the timer because LaPointe Just Fly Low asked me to go back and check. So I do got the top three with the answers that are valid being Wisco, Odie, and Iron Moose. The top three. Right on. Perfect. Yep. So thanks a lot, guys, for keeping us keeping us honest too.
Keeping them honest.
I appreciate that. So hold on, Paul. Did you have a question you wanted to ask for a trivia question?
I had sent you some earlier. Let me see.
You did.
Okay,
I'll let you ask one, and it's same thing.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Which country has the most snowmobilers per capita?
Per capita? Oh.
Yeah. Most snowmobilers per capita. No cheating.
Okay, so we'll give them a minute here.
Okay.
I always heard that if you put per capita after anything, any answer is correct.
Canada, Finland, Russia.
Oh, Greg, you're thinking wrong. Per capita, if they have a larger population, it makes it worse. Think about
which country? Wisconsin.
You can tell they're from America. There's
the separate state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Is it Canada? Is it U.S.'s 52nd state?
Oh no,
Canada.
So
Finland.
Should we stop it now, or like we have?
Yeah, we got the answer. Is the answer?
Oh wait,
the answer is on there. Yeah.
Who said it first? Did we see?
We
just say the answer and I'll find it if it makes it easier.
So the answer, you don't have to go too far. It's Canada.
Is Canada?
So Motorsport Channel got it.
Mike Galitz gets it.
He was the first one. It is actually Canada. I thought that was going to be more of a trick question. I was thinking it maybe was Finland or Sweden.
I know that's why I put it. It's like that's where my mind was going to, like Finland or like.
Okay, cool. So that's Mike Galitz, and I'll actually, really, because Mike said it first, because there's another guy who said it, but it was just after, so we're good. Yes, sir. I'm Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, we're gonna do more. So that's 4. We got 6 more to give away throughout the show. So we're gonna get.
Are you making a list of these, Dad, so you don't forget?
Oh, I'm sure they'll bug me afterwards. Just Fly Low is gonna email me and say that he actually won, and that I have to go back and check the tape, and he'd be right, and then I'll have to say it's happened before. It's fun. Check again. Marcus VT said he got the first answer.
Oh yeah.
Mike says above for us.
Yeah,
he's rated below him. We have to go off what we're seeing.
I'll be honest.
Well, I'm seeing Mike ahead too.
I'll be honest. I saw Marcus come up first with just CAN, but then Motorsports Channel came in after, but it like shifted it up. But the first one I can confirm was that one actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
What,
I think
was
it's okay.
Marcus? Can we do 11? Can we give Marcus one too?
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus, you get it. Send us in.
Oh my
Send us
gosh.
in your,
Write it
your
down.
info.
Write it down.
Yeah, you keep track of this, Drew. Yeah.
What?
Delegating. Good.
No, we're not out to wreck anybody's fun here. Everybody's having a good time.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to get the copy up today. It's too exciting of a show go on here. So Chris Watson's been getting some miles down, and he says, "Hey Gary, Drew, Skidoo season is up and running. We went for 220 kilometers. He went up Black Mountain and down Lavine for lunch, Saint Donat and Mont Tremblant area in Quebec."
Nice.
Yeah.
Funny story, actually. You mentioned Saint Donat. So TrakMaps was founded in Saint Donat.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, back in 1999.
That's great.
Yeah, that's where it started. So pretty cool to hear that name again.
That's very cool. Look at that scene. Wow. When you get up in the mountains in Quebec, the snow ghosts, these trees like that are just breathtaking. So
yeah,
I think this is Saint Donat right here. This little restaurant that he's at.
Could be. It's Saint Donat's not big, but I don't recognize it. But it could be
Coin Lavine.
Lavine.
Yeah, maybe that's the
it
name.
Just means outfitter.
Yeah. So you're very French, are you?
I speak it. I'm born and raised. We're based here in Montreal, specifically in it's called the DDO, de l'Or des Ormeaux. But yeah, we're all based here in Canada. Most people work like with me at the office, but we have a few remote cartographers. One is in Saint Donat, actually. One is in Saint Jérôme. One is all the way out in Victoria, BC. He's my brother.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool what we can do in this day and age, huh?
Yeah, it's very neat. Well, that's the thing. You're all digital, so you can be anywhere and do the job, right?
Yeah.
So Greg Kelly sent in this photo. He says, "Hey, Gary and Drew, not much snow around Barry's Bay. So we did a weekend of fishing. It wasn't very productive fish-wise, but as you can see, the lads had a great outing. No trail sleds and photos, just crossover and utility sleds. Hopefully getting some snow this week." Greg, that's still a fun time. There's a couple nice trout sitting in the snow with his Miller Lite. I love that.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. Those look like pretty decent eaters too.
Yeah.
You know? And then this is Mason Villamere. He says, "Hey guys, I thought I'd share some awesome pictures of my girlfriend got for me of my 2023 free ride 146 at our cottage near Perry Sound last weekend. This free ride is by far the most fun to ride sled I've ever owned. Putting on some fast and aggressive miles on my last Gen 4 XRS was fun, but I was constantly amazed watching this free ride crawl out of everything I put it through. You guys rock, and I hope to see you on the trails this season."
Nice.
You wouldn't even be able to do that last season. They didn't have that much snow in Perry Sound. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like my buddy who never even moved his free ride out of his garage in Sudbury.
Never made it out.
A 2023 with less than 1,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
That's a
Look
sick
at that.
shot.
Oh man, holy riser bar!
I love that. Riser bra.
I thought that style. I thought that was out of style now. I saw that. That was actually today on Skidoo. Someone was saying about it was just something about an issue with their sled, and every comment was like, "Riser bar, like it, you know, it makes your sled worse and blah 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 blah." But it's like, remember in like the mid-thousands, everybody had a riser that was like handlebars on a Harley.
Yeah.
It's like how quick things can change.
Well, I think the fact he's got a low windshield and it looks like his bars are drop as well, like, or whatever they call that, like a motocross bar. It makes it look higher than what it actually
Oh, and he has his wind deflectors. His handguards are pointed up too. Yeah. It's a sweet sled. I love those.
It is. That's really sweet.
Well, that's what I get. They wanted to bring the new Spartan Red, but that's how they should have done it on the XRS, not the silver. I think they should have done all black with the burgundy. Looks so good like that.
Yeah. I love it looks like a cat. It looks like it's got little ears, right? It's pretty cool.
I think we need to get him hooked up to B Power. He needs some bumpers for that thing. You don't want to be dangling through the trees with those stock things.
It is definitely.
Get you on some B Power stuff.
Thanks for sending that in, Mason. That's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, the Wisco was sending me pictures of this, or not
Yeah,
Wisco, Massart was sending me pictures of this.
Massart said he had 32 sleds on the lake, and Wisco still doesn't want to go to Canada. At least we have 5 guys that do. And that being said, I think we have 2 spots open for lodge sessions. If anyone's watching, want to join us on Family Day weekend, February 14th.
Look at those units.
19th. $155 per person per night, includes breakfast and dinner, home cooked at the lodge. Check out lodge sessions on my channel, on Mike Gleet's channel, and you'll see what kind of fun times we get into, featuring our 2nd annual poker run. So it'll be a good time. Maybe TrakMaps will give us some prizes to hand out at the poker run.
For
if
sure.
I play my cards right.
When is it?
Family Day weekend. Family Day weekend.
Yeah, we can get that out in time.
Yeah,
I'll note this.
You should come ride with us.
I'd love to, but it's too hard these days. Give me a few more months or like a year, with everything going on. But I'd love to.
Dad, do you see that the comment that Mason just put in? I can send you some pictures from the next day. A B-Power bumper would have come in handy. Oh no! Oh.
Send those in for next week.
There's some vintage snowmobiles in there, huh?
Yeah, this is what it is. They did a vintage ride in Wisconsin where it was all the guys brought out their old iron and their new stuff, but mostly rode the old stuff. It seems. A lot of good units in there.
I think all but one of these sleds is Jacob Massart's.
Yeah, probably. Everything that's yellow is probably Jacob's.
I think it is.
The Mini Z, I see his one of his 670s down on the end. There's Barney's right in the middle next to the ski boost there.
Yeah,
it's definitely his. That's awesome.
So cool.
Is that a Spitfire pulling or a Liquefier pulling a ski boost there? Is that a John Deere?
Yeah, it is. No, that's a moto ski, or not a moto ski, a Ski-Doo.
It's so blurry for me.
Yeah, what were they?
Oh no, it is a Ski-Doo. Yeah, you're right. That's like a 440. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Mach 1 670 sitting next to it too. Good unit.
The old 72 or whatever it is down there with the old ski boost on it, Paul. He got that ski boost for $200 at Heydays.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's insane. Yeah.
Oh, and that was that shot was sent in by Wisco No Show.
Oh, you have the Wisco No Show.
I love it. Wisco
That's
No
where
Show.
that one came from. And then Michael DeJulio, he sends in this and he says the 24 comp turbo with his brother's 25 comp turbo. That Ski-Doo feeling. It's a great shot. Love that. And then this is
nice.
Norman Schrager. And what did he say? This is Muskoka's 2025 Expedition SE 900R. That's a beautiful shot, too. All these shots are like they could be in a magazine, right?
Well, everybody now has a 1,000 megapixel camera in their pocket and take 8K picture and video.
And now I've got that, too, because I replaced my phone.
Yes. You finally got not even a new, but you finally got out of the 10th generation of iPhones. You're not quite in the 2020s yet, but you're getting there.
Yeah, I've got a 14 and an 11 Pro, so I'm good. Odie, the sled and truck guy, he says he went out Sunday and the trails in Muskoka were so beautiful, and so was the weather. It felt awesome to get out both days this weekend.
Yeah, you can see the snow. That's nice.
It's beautiful. Muskoka Snow Bombers. Yep. And we're keeping an eye on the Port Sydney trails because that's our area. We love riding with Odie. And,
or if Mattawa decides to pick up their heels and open as well, we do a day trip up there.
I know.
We'd be day trippers.
Yeah, for sure. Ron Kesselou says trailer seen at Halliburton Forest. It says warning: in this trailer lies a disease for which there is no cure. And in small letters, it says open at your own risk.
COVID-25.
Isn't that the truth? And Steve Thacker, the outdoor hobby guy, sent me in these photos, and he says, oh, did he send me in a write-up? Hold on.
I see everybody that's got Renegades and Expeditions, but those Skidoo stock heavy duty bumpers, were they like giving those away like cereal box toys or something this season?
That's right. They are a nice bumper though. We finally got our first ride in. It was an awesome day, great temps, and just enough snow to enjoy it. Did about 250 kilometers this weekend. Here are some highlights, and there'll be a video to come on his channel. And that's a familiar clubhouse. We were there a couple years ago with Corey and Grant and Dino, and there's Outdoor Hobby Guy, Mrs. Outdoor Hobby Guy, and there's their 2 900s. Beauty sleds.
BRP.
Yeah.
Well, they're from Quebec. They have to ride BRP.
Yeah, this is all Quebec. And we took a picture under that little thing there, and I think Corey blew the corner just before this sign.
Corey doesn't blow corners. What is that? You probably did.
No, it was him. I
I
did everything I could not to help dig him out.
If you're always holding the camera, you don't have to do it.
That's right.
A nice shot.
I run on Mike Gulitz's theory on just video it all and then ask for forgiveness.
Yeah,
later.
someone's got to film it, right?
Exactly. Riding off into the sunset. So there we go. Oh, and we got some pictures from Jamie Nichols from Sepulveda Tour. It didn't show up in there, but I'm going to show them after the show on here, after we're done talking about this. And he sent me some videos, but he said they finally made it and have set off to Nome. The rivers are full of overflow and extremely hazardous. We've been skimming the overflow, and we are now awestruck of what these ski-doos will pull. We've had hit several water crossings at 40 miles an hour plus. When I said
think about they're towing those coffin things too on the water skip as well.
I wish I had the photos up, but I'll queue them up after we're done here, because there's a lot of. He sent us videos and stuff, and it's pretty crazy. He said when he says the conditions are hell, it's no lie. I'm glad these freight sleds float. We're going to try again today to cross the river. If we can't, we'll have to drop the freight, load it on the sleds, and skim it across. Stay tuned for the dangle, he says. So, yeah, it's great. He's been sending me updates through the week, and it's pretty wild. So, on that, if I'm going to throw this question out there because I'll know the answer. Here's a question: if someone can name one of John's sled dogs that was on the show 2 weeks ago. First person to get one.
Do you know any of them, Dad? Because I don't know.
I know him to see it. Anybody got it? It's almost like my chat's frozen.
They're like, oh man, should have known. Should have paid more.
Everyone's opening up the stream.
Mason says King. I don't know if King is one of Brutus. Was Brutus? I don't know the answer.
Why did you ask the question then?
Thor is definitely one.
They're putting the most like metal names ever.
Thor sounds.
Tony.
Thor is definitely one. That's not fair, Gary. I missed the show, Greg Kelly says.
That's your fault.
Thor is definitely one. We're going to give it to Thor. Yeah, we're going to give it. I don't think King and Brutus might be one. I don't know. I think Echo was one of them. Echo and Thor, I remember, were the two famous ones there. So there you go. Shannon Stapleton. Low on kibble. Sexy eyes, Lepoinski says. They did have sexy eyes. I'll give you that. They had awesome. But Thor is definitely one because that's one I recognize. Shannon Stapleton, send us in your information, and we'll get you hooked up with some TrakMaps. Very
number
cool.
7 on the night.
Someone's gonna be yelling at me and say King and Brutus was one of them. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
We'll never know.
And except I'm checking and looking at the transcript right now.
I know these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent a few of these to Gary. So I'm by no means a snowmobiler, not an ATVer. I've been on a snowmobile, I've been on an ATV. But my friends and I, we just over the years, again, like context, we've known each other since like pre-K, and we've grown up together, went to the same school, college, university, not all together, but we kept in touch. And so over the years, we've just done like little hiking trips, camping, and we went snowmobiling once, and once, and ATVing once, and it was a lot of fun. It was up in, if you know a bit the area in Quebec, like there's it's a lodge. It's called Rabaska. Does it ring a bell?
No, it doesn't. I'm not. Okay. I haven't been to Quebec a lot though.
Okay, but yeah, really, really cool place, and like beautiful trails, and that's where we went to film some of the videos that we use, like on our website and in
cool.
some marketing stuff. So it was a good time.
When you're using TrakMaps for hiking, are you using a handheld Garmin or
yeah?
What do you reckon? Is that exactly what you use?
Yeah, what I have for that is it's a GPS Map 62S. So it's a much smaller one than the Montana. It's probably like this big. Yeah. And so a Montana will work great as well. It's just really big and heavy. So if you have it in your hands, you're definitely going to get tired after some time. But it works fine with any GPS.
Yeah, Sled Tube said Rabaska is near Mont Laurier. That looks like the exact picture that Outdoor Hobby guy had that he's got in his thumbnail there. That's pretty funny.
I'm not even sure where this one was, to be honest. But it wasn't Rabaska. But the ones ATVing and snowmobiling were. This one might have been. It might have been Mont Saint-Hilaire, which is like really close to Montreal. I truly don't remember.
Very cool. Would you say that your Quebec trails on TrakMaps are top notch compared to anywhere else, just because that's your home base?
It's where we started. We've been making that map for like 14 years at this point. And it's all trails from the FCMQ, the federation here in Quebec. And they work really, really like well and efficiently with our team. So we're able to have an update every month. They're really just really well run as an organization.
Very cool.
And it's a big network, like especially the winter network. It's like crazy big. It's like 30,000 plus kilometers of trails.
Hey, Dad, I don't want to crush anybody's brain on anybody's parade here, but Thor was never mentioned in the entire episode. King, that Mason said, however, was a dog's name. It was not his lead, but it's the one that had the two miscolored eyes. It had brown and light blue.
Cool. Thor, I'm sure, was mentioned.
Nope, not once. You can pull with YouTube Premium. You can pull transcripts. I just did old find and search, and for every hit of name, and there was nothing.
Control V.
Nothing.
Okay, was King one of them?
King, I just said, yeah, King was one of them. It was the one with the miscolored eyes, the one that was brown, the one that was blue.
So Mason gets it.
Yeah, I'm checking. I'm gonna check to make sure.
Mason Villamere is the winner.
I'm very positive that Thor is not in here.
Okay, we're gonna let Shannon have a redemption here. Shannon, get ready on your keyboard.
My gosh,
get it together, Shannon.
What year was TrakMaps started?
That was just said.
It was. We're gonna see who's paying attention.
That was said like 5 minutes ago.
I know. Should be fresh. And Drew just proved I'm not crazy. Mason says. Mason, Drew gets to ride your free ride though.
Man.
1999 Motorsport Channel already won one, but
yeah,
Shannon got it second.
Shannon just said it second, so Shannon still gets one.
Yeah,
So Shannon. We'll keep Shannon down as 7. I'll put Mason in here as number 8.
La Pointe ski 2 weeks ago. We've done a lot in 2 weeks.
Ontario happened 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I'm just too fast. He says, yeah, perfect. Galitz has got the high speed internet there, but no, he already won one. So there you go. He said, Shannon got it. So she says, yay, thanks guys. What are we at? Is that 8 now or 9?
I'm not even sure.
we were doing to do 11 because I screwed up that first one. I've got another question too we can ask. 94. There you are on the snowmobile. So was this a like an ice fishing day or a fun ride or what? It's pretty heavy duty sled you got there.
Yeah. So we this is actually not me. It's the video producer that we hired, who's also a friend of ours. And so we went to Rabasca near Mont-Laurier, and we basically we borrowed the snowmobile of the owners, Dominique and Martin. Really nice people, by the way. And
Cool.
we basically said, hey, we're gonna like advertise your because on the snowmobile it says like Rabasca in big. So we said, hey, we're gonna advertise your lodge in our video, and they said, yeah, sure, let's do it. So that way we didn't have to go and like rent a snowmobile. None of us have snowmobiles, so it would have been like quite a mission to do that, and like insurance and all that stuff. So yeah, we just went and we hung out for the entire weekend, I think, and we filmed on one of the days, and the other days we just like hung out, and it was just a nice time with friends.
Very cool. Yeah, I love those relaxing days like that, right?
Yeah, no plans, like just, hey, let's go grab dinner, let's make a fire, let's play board games, like whatever, let's do beer pong,
That's awesome.
Whatever everyone's into, we're into.
Yeah, very cool. Here you are in a side-by-side.
Yeah, first time driving. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing, but yeah, we made it fun and got a bunch of footage that we used, and most importantly, a lot of nice memories.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially having 4 people. You can scare the heck out of 3 of your passengers.
Yeah. One thing that really surprised me was just how dusty it gets, especially on a dry day. Like once we left and went back, I was like, it's like sand in my mouth, like just like gritty mouth all of a sudden. Wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, a lot of people wear the dust mask over their, you pull up the buff or whatever it is over your face and to filter the dust out. But yeah, that's what I like about snowmobiling. It's not dusty and it's not muddy.
Yeah, and you can go fast.
Yeah,
you can go really fast.
Yeah. If you go too fast in one of these things, you end up on your side. I know from experience, right, Drew?
Oh God, that's scary.
Next question: What did Gary roll, and where did he roll it?
That's not a question, and that's
how
not
is Gary how is Gary alive right now?
Oh jeez, he should have had a concussion. The fucking bucket he had on his head too.
Oh man.
Oh no,
you're lucky.
Yeah, for sure. No bugs too, Ron Keslu.
Yeah, that's another one. You have to clean. The amount of times that I stopped wearing a dual sport helmet while riding the bike because the amount of times I had to clean that shield off daily was getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
At this point, just wear tear-offs for the motocross helmet to keep the bugs down.
Yeah. I wasn't a defender. You don't win.
No.
Sorry. He got half the question right.
I got my mileage out of that clip that I filmed of you doing that.
Exactly.
Anyways.
This one, we went camping somewhere and they said, hey, we have, you can go in a kayak and what's called longboard? No, not longboard. Paddleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, let's do it. It was nice.
It looks like the person in the kayak is going to go out and attack those guys and knock them off their paddle boards.
That's me. I had shorter hair back then.
Yeah, a lot shorter hair.
Yeah, like skin fade almost. Yeah.
Love it. More hiking shots. So this is all Quebec, is it?
Yeah, all Quebec. And like a lot of these excursions is for my friend Denis or Dennis. We usually go out for his birthday because it's in the middle of July. And so we've been going camping since like we were like 16 years old maybe. And like, we were too young to be camping on our own. So his older brother would come with us. And then, as we got older, we're like, we don't need you anymore. You know, we just started
Yeah, you
camping
can
on
buy
our
your
own.
own beer once you're that age, right?
Yeah. Now we can finally buy our own beer. We don't have to. Yeah.
Oh, this would be awesome mountain biking. And is this Mont Tremblant?
This. Oh, where the heck was this? And this was just like last year, I think.
Very cool.
My memory's really hazy recently. I'm really sorry.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
old age. It's called old age, and you just had a baby.
I used to have
Yeah.
my mountain bike sitting behind me. It'd be great for this shot here.
But
Yeah.
I remember this. So it was pretty nuts. It was going downhill. Okay, this was Eastern Townships. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
not too far from here, like less than 2 hours. And yeah, okay, it was my friend Denis' birthday, and we we went down the mountain, and like you're going pretty fast, and like we all bike. We're not like professional bikers, but we know what we're doing. And one of my friends, he I don't know what he like how it happened, but he just ended up falling, and he had like a huge gash. And we're like, you might want to get this checked. He's like, no, it's fine. And he ended up being okay, but it was pretty scary to see like how easy it is to just like wreck yourself on these bikes.
There's
Like,
a reason. There's a reason why I stopped riding BMX and I've gave up on my downhill mountain biking dreams. You get so much more injured than you do dirt biking, ATVing, and snowmobiling. I don't want to. I wear the same
Yeah.
like Fox race frame when I mountain bike. I get the wind knocked out of me constantly. Like I've messed up my job riding BMX and stuff, and it's like it's not good. I do not recommend it after like you're 12.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's and like you'll go really slow, and then like all of a sudden you're going downhill like 40 kilometers an hour, and then you have to like do a really like tight turn, and
Yeah,
it's really nuts.
When you ride bikes, first lesson is learn how to fall. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
you gotta learn how to fall. This is
Yeah.
cool.
That's just our banner.
Discover maps designed to elevate every adventure.
Every adventure.
Yeah, pretty neat. Do you find people buy them in packages so like they don't just buy one line, they'll buy multiple use, or is there deals if you actually buy more than one?
Yeah.
You know,
So when you're buying multiple maps, we can offer you a discount, and also when you're renewing a subscription. So it comes with a 1-year subscription. Any of our maps for GPS. When you're renewing for a second year, it's half off. But to answer your question, Gary, it's we've noticed a lot of people do like, you know, they do multiple activities, so they'll buy multiple maps. But most of our customers do like, I think there's a really big crossover between ATV and hunting. A lot of hunters use their ATV to go to their spot. But like marine and ATV, not so much. Like boaters and ATV, not so much. Boaters and snowmobilers, not so much.
yeah, right.
It's
Not
one of the
sure.
videos.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got sound.
No, you don't have sound.
No.
You never do. You gotta stop asking that. Oh, your volume's all the way down. Once you press that button up, maybe it'll go through your thing. Oh, there we go.
You
There
can
you
hear
go.
it?
I think I can hear it through your mic.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it's just a song. There's no like audio overlay.
Oh, I'll probably get copyright strike on that then too.
It's probably for
Is that there's a snowmobile that we just seen that you're using the shooting?
Yeah.
What do you think is unique about TrakMaps compared to other mapping softwares out there?
I would say is the ease of use. If you want to update your map, we have an app for Windows and Mac. You just put in your serial number. It'll say, okay, do you want to install the map on your PC? Yes, no. Do you want to transfer it to your GPS? Yes, no. So we made it really easy to purchase the map and install it. And then apart from that is our technical support team. So actually one of these guys in these videos and photos, he's a friend of mine, and he also works at TrakMaps. His name is Nick, and he takes care of all the technical support and general questions. So if ever you see Nick, he's your guy if you have questions. So yeah, to answer your question, it's ease of use, easy updates, and frequent updates. and just good overall tech support. You're also supporting a small Canadian company where we're not like this giant monolith of a company. You're just straight up helping my family and a few other families.
Very awesome. Yeah, we love family businesses here too.
I know, like look at
so
you
this
guys.
this is showing it. You have a micro SD, but it's going into a larger reader, so you've got that availability to use it in different devices, right?
Yeah, that's it. Like on a MacBook, it has an SD card reader. So you take the little like really small micro SD, you put it in the SD adapter, and that'll go in the.
It's just good that you include that, because I don't think a lot of people might not have that kind of stuff like we do, because video editing.
Or you could just connect your GPS directly to the PC. So there's like many ways to accomplish the same thing essentially.
What do you think the advantage of using TrakMaps like on a GPS over a phone would be?
Oh, I think you and your audience can answer that yourselves. Like when you have your phone out, the battery is more likely to die fast. It's not really made to be outside. And yeah, like you'll just have a large screen like on your GPS with routing capabilities. But if you have your phone, plugged in and like you have it set to the right mode, again, it's tactile screen too. So like you have to take off your gloves and like it's heat sensitive. You'll have to do that with your phone where you don't have to do that with a GPS. So like the advantage is really like you have this thing fixated on your ATV or snowmobile. It's going to work. It works with pressure instead of heat, so you can use it even with gloves on. And you just know it's going to work even when it's really cold.
Yeah, and if you wipe
raining.
out, you're not blowing a $1,400 iPhone 16 and when you roll your.
Nope.
Dad, just ask how that iPhone XR that I gave you had so many scratches on the side of it. It's because that thing ejecto-cedo off the DT200 once or twice while going down the highway.
That's the thing. I tried to use it on the Lynx, and that's what happened is I strapped it to the handlebar of the Lynx and plugged it in, and moisture got in, and it didn't last. It didn't get me out of the parking lot. Put it that way.
And remember how that camera is broken on that phone in the first place? Vibration on the 600 E-Tech. That was a 600 E-Tech that cooked the camera. Imagine on an 850. Holy.
Yeah, that's
not even lasted a second.
I wanted to ask you guys, when did you? I see you have 122 episodes. Like, how long have you been doing this? Like, how did it start? I guess you started riding together, and then you saw like people were interested in hearing about your story. I'm really curious.
The YouTube started just out of the interest, my dad's interest in a GoPro, really shooting video. And when you shoot video, what do? Put it on a hard drive? Well, no, you're going to edit and share it because, the live stuff though, he started it in COVID because he was bored on a Monday night and other people are bored on a weeknight. And Monday, I think it was just Mondays worked the best at the time.
Yep.
Yeah. And my business is trade show displays and the shows were all canceled back in 2020. Right. And I kind of wanted to give people like companies like yours a chance that usually go to trade shows, a chance to market their products to snowmobilers, because the snowmobile show was canceled, right? And I knew the fans would get a kick out of it, and that's kind of where it started. Was that, and it's just we're 5 seasons deep now, and I've got the 5th season. I've actually filled it right up till beginning of March today. So
amazing.
It's great. So we're gonna have a good February with shows and away we go. So it's just it's getting more known and more popular, and it's all of the great fans that are watching right now on their TV or in the chat right now, and away we go.
The hot tub like Lepoinski, ruining himself,
sitting in a hot tub watching it.
Just for everybody watching, if you haven't seen the early, I'm gonna say, if you watch the first 5 episodes, honestly, they're kind of just comedic gold because of how unprepared and unknown the live stream was to my dad. The first episode's a rough one to watch in hindsight. It's like
yeah.
the audio. It's like it sounds like you're constantly rolling. Like I watched it actually recently. It sounds like you're constantly rolling a piece of paper. Your guest Nunzio didn't come in till an hour into the show, and the show ended after an hour and 20 minutes. And that was the thing. It was Polaris Ambassador Nunzio. Oh man,
well, I knew
You gotta start somewhere.
I knew he was going to be late that day, and it was just one of those things. But yeah, it was, it was definitely a learning curve, and then I think Energy came on in season 2, maybe.
However, Dad, I might have a question related to that for the TrakMaps that we need to do a short period of time because somebody could just easily look it up.
Yeah,
if you want to do another
ask it right now. Go ahead.
Right now? So we started. I'm going to only give people because people can look it up. We started obviously with Snowmobile sessions, but what was the first live stream my dad did, and what was the guest that was on the live stream? It wasn't Snowmobile. Dad, do you know the answer to this?
I know the answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't know the guess though. You can just say, in rough terms who it was. Nobody's gonna know who it was.
It's a YouTuber that's no longer on YouTube, but he used to do content, and we have rode with him a few times.
Oh, really?
You don't know that? You don't know it either, then, Dad.
I don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
one. I did a lot.
You can even just. I can't give people too much time because now they can easily just go into your thing and find it. Oh, this is great that you don't even know it. I should get the prize then.
You just said Nunzio. He said
no. That's for Snowmobile sessions.
No,
I didn't. I said the first live stream. No, it wasn't Rick. Wasn't Rich Outdoors.
No.
There, Corey got it. Corey got it. That's fast enough. Yeah.
Mark Bow. I didn't realize
you did a video where you went to his cottage and you had a coffee with him and you did a live stream and you called it Coffee Break Live first live stream.
Seriously?
With Mark Bow. If you go to your YouTube live panel and you go all the way back before Snowmobile sessions, it's the first live stream you did.
It was Mark Bow. It was my neighbor.
No, it says, are you sure? MUDBRATS General. I thought it was with Mark Bow.
No,
it literally says it.
That was with my neighbor. He's a bow hunter, but it wasn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Bow hunter.
Yeah. We'll give it to Corey Brock. He deserves it. He's a good guy. Mark Bow is a good guy too. But
Congrats, Corey.
yeah, it's my neighbor that I was in the front lawn doing a just chit chat and he walked by. Are you watching it? It's Giddy Up 24.
Well, Mark Bow was featured heavily because in this entire thing, all you're talking about is the video you just did with him.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, Bow Hunter. He's on YouTube. Sunset Trail Rider says, I think he's still got some videos up. Anyway, that's pretty cool. 1 year of free updates. That's pretty cool. So how does that work? Is it pushed through automatically, or do you have to register the product when you get it?
Yeah, so it's not push, it's more pull. So whenever you get a map, it comes with a serial number. So that's what you take and you put that number in. It's called TRAC update, and it's a little application for Windows and Mac. So you put your serial number, it'll say, okay, register it in your account, and then it'll install it on your PC and on your GPS. And then every time before going out on a ride, you can open up TRAC update and see if there are any updates to your map. And you can also see it on the website. Like we have a change log of all of our updates ever, and it's quite a long change log. I might have to shorten it because it goes back to I think 2018.
Right on. What does rootable 1 of 50,000 mean?
Oh, it means it's rootable, meaning it's like turn-by-turn navigation. It'll bring you from where you are to where you need to be while using the trail system. And 1 over 50,000, it means that's the scale that we have of the topographic map in the background. So the lower the number, the more to scale it is. So 1 to 1 would be like exactly what you see. So in Quebec and Ontario, we have actually with all of our snowmobile maps, we have 1 over 50,000. In the US, I believe it's 1 over 24,000. And then for our topo maps, so for hunting and hiking, those go up to 1/10,000.
Oh, right on. Very good.
Yeah, we have all sorts. We have like hunting maps for deer and moose, especially here in Quebec. It's quite big. And we've partnered up with Stéphane Monette, who's a really big hunter here. And we designed that map with him. That's just one of like many types of maps we make.
Right on. So this is a typical map that we're looking at as it would appear on the GPS.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some of the things we're looking at right here?
Yeah, of course. So we have this is of Snowmobile Ontario, I believe, or it's ATV Ontario. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll show you the types of trails that are on the map. So like connector trails, club trails, I forgot, top trails, I think. So we'll show that, and you can create your route from wherever you are starting to your destination. One example of like a route that wouldn't work is like if you're trying to get to that South Bruce Peninsula, you just won't be able to if you start from like the bottom and you try to go up, it's just not going to work. So you'd have to like start and end like at Chatsworth and then manually, continue up to Bruce Peninsula.
I got you. Yeah. So these look like ATV trails, actually. That Markdale, Eugenia, we rode. It's a pretty good area there.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
And there are probably more trails, and that's something like I said earlier. We really want to get this done for spring to revamp our ATV map for Ontario, because it could use a lot. There's a lot more trails that it could use, and from what our customers have told us, more is better than less. So
yeah,
we always say like follow signage, make sure you have the right trail pass, because in Ontario, especially in ATV, there's like so many different clubs, unlike in with the snowmobiles. So yeah, we're gonna try to get as many trails as we possibly can this spring.
Very cool. Does your TrakMaps have point of interest, POIs?
Yes. Thousands, tens of thousands of points of interest. So everything from like lodging to gas stations to coffee shops to ATMs. We even have cell phone towers, so that could come in useful if you really have no signal and you might have a call to make or an emergency. At least it'll show you where those cell phone towers are.
Great.
Quite a lot. And those are also continuously updated. We have our like central database of points of interest that we use for all of our products. So once we update, that database, it'll be updated in all of our products for that area.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, sorry. This looks to me like more of a snowmobile type setup here.
Exactly.
So what would the red would be like a club trail, and the yellow would be the main.
The yellow roads.
Are they roads? Yeah, they are roads.
Okay, so orange is club trails. Green is connector trails. There aren't any on this screenshot, but those are connector trails if it's green. Blue is a feeder trail, and then red is trunk trails.
Oh, cool.
So same as the OFSC's normal coloring system. Then you just taken that and used it. So it works the same. Yeah.
Exactly. And yellow, I'm not sure actually. I didn't note yellow in here. I'm not sure what those are off the top of my head.
Yeah. Because there is other roads on there. Those must be, I don't know what they'd be. I think they're part of the trail. But what's the zoom levels available?
So there's like two things to take into account. There's the scale. So the scale is 1/50,000, and that's like the highest level of precision you'll have in the map. But then you can like sort of artificially zoom in further up to like, let me see. I have it open here on my other screen. So I'm at like, it's hard to describe, but like 1 inch is 80 feet. It can zoom in like quite a lot.
Right on.
And when you're on your GPS, you can choose a level like that makes sense. like when you're planning, especially. And then I think while you're out and driving, it'll just automatically like zoom in and out based on when the next turn is and such.
Excellent.
And I think yellow is not a trail; it's just like a highway or something.
Oh, I got you. Like not a dirt road like some of the other ones here.
Yeah, like it won't guide
we
you
got some green
onto that.
We got some green showing up here.
Yeah, that's a connector trail. Big connector trail.
Would you say that the GPS maps are faster responding than a phone map per se, like as far as the refresh rate goes, when you're traveling?
I'm not sure. It's not problematic, but I don't know if it's necessarily faster or not, to be perfectly frank with you. But like you're not gonna find it slow, that's for sure. Like it'll still be a pleasant experience when you're out and you need to know where you're going.
Yeah. Corey asked what the cost of the maps. He's not sure if he missed it.
Yeah, so 79, but make sure to use MUDBRATS promo code. You'll save 20% and still get free shipping.
Yeah, right on.
And then after the first year, after the first year, the map will still work on your PC and on your GPS, but you just won't have updates or support, but it'll continue to work. But then after that, if you so desire, you can renew and get another year at half off. So it'd be
perfect. Yep.
It'd be $39.99 instead of $7.
That's great.
Yeah, it's DP Rock said it's $79.99 per area, but it's for the entirety of Ontario. We don't separate it by area.
No, excellent.
Greg
Kelly says that's a great deal. It is a great deal, especially with the coupon code.
I agree.
Yep. And you're not biased at all, Paul.
Nope, not at all. I have no skin in this game.
That's right. No, they are good looking. There it is on a device. Hopefully people can see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's and like I don't know whether I said it off air or whether it was on air, but I know when I looked over at Tony's, he had way less clutter on his map than I was looking at. It was a lot easier to see. And I did ask about refresh rates because I've been a few times this year. I'm flying along at 50-kilometer-hour speed limit on the trail, and the you think you're supposed to be going right, and you end up passing the trail because it hasn't refreshed to that turn yet, right? Like on the map, it hasn't come to that line yet when you're just recording a route.
Yeah.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah,
it is.
I didn't miss any turns. It's still 500 meters ahead, left turn. We'll just take the next left turn then. Not that hard. Figure it out.
One thing that was problematic in the past and really isn't an issue anymore is there's many types of micro SD cards. They work in a class system. There's like class 4, class 10, and all these other ones. And basically it just means the read and write rate speed. So in the past, when micro SD cards were really expensive and like, you're just trying to save a few bucks, you buy like the cheapest micro SD card and it works, but it's just not that fast. So you're going at 50 kilometers an hour and your GPS is trying to read the card, but it just can't read it fast enough. But now all the maps that we sell are on like authentic SanDisk micro SD cards. It's not an issue at all, like the refresh rate. Perfect. And regarding the clutter like that you're experiencing with your map, that's something we've really fine-tuned over the years, because in the past we would just put like as much info as possible, but obviously that's not useful. One part of cartography is knowing what to show and when. So at a certain zoom level, like when you're really zoomed out, you're not going to see any points of interest because it's not relevant at that zoom level. But once you start zooming in, you'll start seeing more features and more topography, and that's really important when you're using a map, is like what do you show at what zoom level, because otherwise people either don't have enough data or they're just overwhelmed and like you don't even know what to make sense of what's in front of you.
Yeah. Steve brought up something a little while ago, and he says he finds it hard to read and drive with a yellow on a trail map on a GPS. Is that basically, you know, a BRP Go thing, or does yours use different contrasting colors for the base map that makes it easier to read, or what do you think about that?
So yellow, I guess I'd have to ask him. Are you referring to the background, which is sort of like a
the yellow line? I think he was referring to back when we were showing that.
Okay, the highway.
Yeah.
If you're referring to our map, that's definitely something we can look into. But we honestly have not received many negative comments, and we use the same sort of.
I think he's using the Skidoo maps.
Okay.
I think he's using the BRP Go map with the yellow on it.
Oh, okay. BRP Go. Yeah. I can't help you with that.
Yeah.
But if it's regarding,
is there a philosophy with the colors you use and why you use them?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. I don't know why it ended up being like that. I can assume that it's like that because it is a contrasting color and it's different from the trails that you'll actually be routed on. So these have sort of a different outline as well. There's like a black outline, whereas the trails that you'll actually be going on are colored with a more vibrant touch, like the vibrant blue and red. So that's one way of like differentiating the two.
Yeah, it's a Skidoo GPS. It shows yellow for the trails. Yeah, that's right. Because that's the trail status is yellow on the Skidoo. When they're green, it's green. Yeah.
With the OFSC trail map.
Yeah.
So you won't have that problem with us because we're not going to show
but
you.
Dad, he's from Outdoor Hobby Guys, Quebec. They don't have yellow in Quebec.
No, it shows yellow where you're going or being. Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, you're right.
It highlights this big.
And now it does the dashed lines for your breadcrumb, but your line of where your GPS route line is yellow. Yeah.
I believe you can modify it. Like you can make it on mine. It's like a violet purple.
Yeah, they don't let you modify anything. Yeah.
Like you can modify the trail colors. That has to be done, by us when we're creating the map. But the breadcrumb trail that you're leaving behind, I'm quite certain that can be changed.
Yeah. I think you're locked into on those because it's integrated with the FCNQ through like that map box platform that they run on. That's the engine they use. Yeah. So no, it's kind of cool. Like GPS, I don't think you can go wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we'll never claim that it's going to be 100% accurate. It's just not. And we're not able to have that sort of accuracy with a GPS map because every update that we launch has to be like compiled and released, and then the customer has to download it like manually. So it's not like a phone or a web app, unfortunately. But what we do is we have more trails than not. So if ever there's a trail that's closed, it might be shown on the GPS map as open. But again, we have the disclaimer to say, please, look at signage, use common sense, and make sure you have your trail permit.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, you can run once you drop a breadcrumb, it's accurate to exactly where you've been, and you've got that imported. You can import that breadcrumb into your laptop to plan another route based on it. So. That's the one thing that you don't get with the BRP Go is once that ride's completed, it's a complete ride. So if you ride it again, it clears out all that data, right? Where in yours, that's one thing when you're running Basecamp on your computer, I remember that being so cool. That's one thing I really liked about it is the ability to play around on the laptop with it. So is this being in Quebec that we're looking at here?
This one, I believe, is in Ontario. But
cool.
It looks very dry, though.
Yeah.
But this was, I'm pretty sure it was just a stock image. So this was not from, like, one of our customers or anything.
Yeah.
So you could probably, like, do a reverse image lookup and find out. But I think we use this one also in our, like, Southwest US, just because of, like, the sort of terrain that you see here is like, similar to what they have down there.
Yeah, it could be anywhere, right? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is neat. This must be Quebec.
That looks very much like northern Quebec.
Yeah.
Like Laurentians, just beautiful.
I love that. Yeah, very cool. That's one thing I love about riding in Quebec is that you've got snowmobile trails and ATV trails running beside each other, and
Yeah. Yeah, like I'd love to hear your input on that. Like in Ontario, there seems to be like I don't want to call it beef, but there's some always some sort of altercation between ATVers and snowmobilers. Maybe we'll see people in the comments just have a go at each other.
Yeah, I never really had any run-ins, but I guess like some of the trails in Quebec, they crisscross and stuff.
Yeah.
I could see if you accidentally, got on the wrong person's trail, they might get a little angry with you, especially with like in Ontario, it's frowned upon to ride an ATV on a snowmobile trail because it grooves it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not legal either. Trails, in Ontario, it's as soon as it becomes a snowmobile trail, if it's shared, it's no more ATVs.
Yeah, that's right.
Like areas like Algonquin West, I think starting is it December 1st, no matter what, they close the ATV trails just so they can start packing the snowmobile trails regardless of snow or lack thereof. So yeah, it's not a problem here, but I can imagine that could become a touchy subject in like those areas we were, like Mount Laurier and stuff, where the trails run parallel. And
it's pretty neat though to be ripping down a snowmobile trail and see a side by side, fully enclosed with the whip antennas on, riding down in below you there. It's pretty cool. I love that. Yeah, this is how it looks like. This is a topo version on the computer. Oh no, this is a printed map. I guess.
So this is a hunting map that we have for all of Ontario, all of Quebec, and it'll show you like the types of vegetation color coded, which is really, really, really useful for hunters. And then we even have, and by the way, all this is printed on synthetic paper, so waterproof and tearproof, and very, very useful for hunting.
Right on. How much percentage would you say do you run on digital versus paper or printed?
Mostly digital. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would venture like 2/3 digital, 1/3 printed, and more going digital. And we also do plenty of projects for municipalities, for ATV and snowmobile federations. Like we'll make your pamphlet, 4, 5, 10,000 of them, do all the cartography, and then have it printed and shipped directly to you. Sort of like a turnkey solution. So we do that as well. Data licensing, data treatment, all sorts of services like that as well.
Yeah. Craig Kelly says it's really impressive for hunting, and he says definitely going to order one. That's
I'd
awesome.
love to hear that. And so that's the hunting map, which is just vegetation that's color coded. But we have a moose and deer hunting specifically maps, which will show you like where the best place. Where's the best place to put like salt blocks, or to know like where are they most likely to feed. And
cool.
that too is very, very useful. And that's the map that we did in partnership with Stéphane Monette here in Quebec.
Right on.
That's the one. So everything in red is like that's where you're most likely to find a moose.
Really? That's really cool. I'd love to see the one in Ontario like that, to see just roughly where you're riding, how it looks.
Yeah, I think we have that in Ontario actually too.
Where do you get that data from? Is it from people saying, "Hey, I spotted a lot of moose here"? Or?
No, so a lot of this data is available through the various governments, so provincial and federal, and
so
they will give you
natural resources and stuff.
They'll give you the vegetation, and then based on basically algorithms, will extrapolate from that vegetation where it is that you're most likely to find moose and deer feeding, and where they feed is where you're most likely to find.
So it's not like someone called you and there's a moose right here, right now. Update the map.
No.
Write that down. Moose here.
Well,
Moose runs away. They give you another call. It went that way.
Funny you say that. Funny you say that because we have charts also for fishing and boating, and we'll indicate on the chart, where you're most likely to find fish. But it's just like you're gonna find this type of fish. You'll find like a smallmouth here, but it's just gonna be like in the lake in general. But then people will contact us and they'll say, "Hey, I didn't find it there. I didn't find the pike like at that exact spot." And we're like, yeah, like it's just like for the lake in general. Like it's not specifically where you see that fish symbol. Yeah.
That's great. No, that's
I'd
awesome.
mark wrong spots so they don't take my good fishing spots.
So in your
purpose.
marine, you'll have the lake depth and things like that, right?
Exactly. I should have sent you a few examples as well, but yeah, we have actually that's a chart book, and that's a type of a chart book is basically just many pages of charts, and it's the same thing. It'll have water depths, rocks, dangerous zones, marinas and their services, how many slips they have, if they have gas, whatever, and that too is on waterproof and tearproof paper, so it'll last years and years.
Yeah, we use some of those in Florida when we rented a boat, and it's pretty cool. You can flip through the binder. Greg Kelly says, "Does yours list lakes that are fish stocked by MNR?"
We have that in our GPS charts. So we get a lot of lake data in Ontario from the MNR, and for waterways that would be from the CHS. So we do stock lake depths from the MNR, and also from on the federal level from Canada Hydrographic Service. And we also sell CHS charts, which unfortunately it's sort of a dumb thing, but it's it can only be sold on normal paper, like not waterproof.
Oh wow!
And if you order through our website, it's $20. So there's some exceptions, but it's around $20. And we have to place the order with the CHS, and then they ship it to us, and then we have to reship it to you. So very, very inefficient. It's the federal government. It is what it is. But they're looking to revamp that program in the future. They said first quarter of 2025. So we'll be able to sell these charts on our waterproof and tearproof paper, which is way more useful.
Nice. I also, if anybody in the chat's wondering for boats, actually it's pretty cool. On your website, you can actually go in, select your mapping area, and it actually shows the coverage that it's included with the GPS and the mapping, which is really cool. So if you don't know if your lake is, for us, we're on a small lake, so you'd want to look, hey, do you guys actually have the depth charts? And it's actually pretty good. There's actually, the ever-changing vistas of Mary Lake are included.
Yeah,
in the depth all the way up the river. It's pretty cool.
This one we're watching right now is Lake St. Clair, where I've fished.
Yeah,
for
muskie. It's literally over there.
It's behind Drew, but it's good muskie fishing. That's very cool.
The muskie went that way.
Yeah, that way. I'll put it in the chart.
Anything on Georgian Bay?
Yes. Yeah, we have all of Georgian Bay. We have all of Lake Ontario, all of Lake Erie. We have Parry Sound. We have the entire Trent Severn waterway.
Nipissing, Lake Simcoe. I could keep going here. I'm actually on it right now. All the Muskoka Lakes, Lake of Bays, Simcoe, all the major Great Lakes.
Cottage Country, we have it covered for sure.
Yeah, it seems like anything that's like a big enough lake to warrant having a depth chart has it, and all the little bays in Georgian Bay even have it too. Like all the way into Parry Sound, all the little rivers, all your little accesses.
And we have, for example, we have the entire Trent Severn waterway, but we also have like individual lakes on the Trent. So we have like, Pigeon Lake and Stony Lake and
Rice
Lakes. So, if you only go on that specific part of the Trent or Georgian Bay, like you don't need to buy the huge, 140 page book. You could just buy the one for your area.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Corey's one of our winners tonight. So if he wants to get the marine information, he can do that.
Sure. Well, I'm very flexible. I'm happy to make him happy.
Yeah. He doesn't fish much, but he likes to boat and sea-doo fast. Ha ha. Yeah. So this is This is another topo map we're looking at here. It's hard to see on my screen because the lines are so close together. It's kind of giving me like an Amore pattern, but it looks great on my computer.
Yeah, and they look great printed out, especially. And we have the legend on the left, but it's essentially, topographic lines to show elevations. It'll show buildings. The topographic map is a little more bare bones than like our hunting map. And actually, one thing I didn't mention before is in a couple of weeks we're getting a new printer. It's a UV printer, so we're gonna be printing on canvas and wood and paneling. That's something that I need to work on like next week to basically offer these same sorts of maps, but that you can hang on your wall. And
it's funny. I was going to ask that. Do people buy these just for artwork? I was going to ask that.
Yes, already people do, and what they do is they'll just frame it. But here it's like you could frame it, but we're going to offer it on canvas, like stretched canvas or aluminum panel or wood. We still need to like finalize the materials we're going to use, but definitely stretched canvas because it looks really beautiful, like printed and on the wall mounted.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and acrylic also.
Love that.
Yeah, it's gonna look really cool, and it has a 3D effect as well. So,
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. This is neat how you've got both maps overlaid.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Right. And then this one is the hunting map here, so it's showing you different areas to go in.
Yeah.
Yep, Mike is really in on you guys getting in on single track dirt bike, which would be Ontario Federation of Trail Riders would be what you'd have to get into for that.
Yeah. We'd love to. The thing is, in order to create a product and support it and have updates, you need to have this sort of critical mass of enough people buying into it. So years ago, like probably 2010, 2012. We had in Quebec only, we had off-road motorcycle trails, and it just never performed well. And we were putting a lot of resources to try to make it work, and it just wasn't doable. So what we did is we just said, like, use the ATV map. We know it's not exactly the same, but like we're just not able to have this sort of product if no one's buying it, or not enough people are buying it.
Yeah, that's right.
We tried.
Yep. No, that makes total sense.
We even had cycling trails in Quebec and Ontario, and that too, it never really took off. That,
to me, the GPS and cycling probably go better than the dirt biking and GPS, because it's easy to put a handheld unit on a mountain bike, right?
And they have GPSs specifically for bikes. Like there's the Edge. Edge is one of the models that they have, that Garmin has. And there's another one, I forget the name. But they're made specifically for biking. But I don't know, it's maybe something we could look at in the next
I think too, a lot of with I think dirt bikes and dirt bikes and mountain bikes. I think at this point though, people are more keen just want to use a phone on those, especially mountain bikes. I couldn't imagine spending the money people do on a mountain bike and then trying to also rig up a GPS unit. I feel like, because now it's like I use Trail Forks when I go mountain biking. That's the one that I use. And I just have a phone mount that locks to the bars, and Quad Lock makes great phone cases and stuff too. So I think that's your competition there is a lot harder with snowmobiles and ATVs, where there really isn't a better, like the alternative is basically nothing. If you don't like the phone, but there's a lot of downsides to the phone, right? And you have to, like, for us, you're rigging up the power system and the phone case, where a lot of people already might have an old GPS laying around. So
I agree with you.
It's a market thing. Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah. But again, you wipe out your mountain bike and ruin your phone, you're out, $1,100 or $1,600 over a $400 GPS unit, right? That's probably built to be rugged.
Well, GPSs aren't exactly cheap either. They can.
No, that's true.
If you pick up a used one, you
can't see it, but I got some deep scars in this phone from mountain bike wipeouts. The one, like in the phone ejecting, when you wipe out, you see the phone go off the bike, and you're like, oh, I gotta go find that now.
Yeah, heart sinking feeling.
So the printer you have now, what's the largest map you can print on it?
Okay, so we have, for our chart books, they're all 12 by 18 inches. like what you see here. And then we have some individual maps of like small lakes, also on waterproof and tearproof 12 by 18-inch paper. And then we have the large format charts and maps that we do. They go 28 by 36 is the largest we have. And we have a few like larger ones. Like there's it's called like in French is Grand Lac Victoria. I don't know what it is in English. Great Lake Victoria or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's like 28, I think, by 60 inches. It's just this like huge, rectangular thing. That's the biggest one we have. But we can print anything that's like up to 36 inches, 36 by whatever.
Yeah. I think these are I think I repeated a couple of these images. That's it again.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, the truck.
Oh, there's a good shot of a GPS on a quad.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. But that's the thing I noticed, and I think I noticed that on Tony's too, is your background base map, and going back to what Steve said about the color of yellow on his BRP map, yours seem to be better contrast, so they're easier to see the trails like what you're seeing here, right?
Yeah. This is just, I think, is just the typical like Basecamp comes with a global map, which is just a very, very bare bones map of the world, like very, very low quality, and it has the exact same background. So I think it's just the default Garmin background that you see here. Like any Garmin map would probably have that like beige yellow background.
Oh, another video?
Yeah. So this was the video we made with my friend who's a video producer. And it was a bit like cliche.
Facebook, actually, it's good.
He's like losing his mind, like, oh God.
Good thing he's got that big beard. He'd be freezing with that ATV helmet on.
Oh, there's phone's dead. That's exactly it right there.
Looks like the guy that they had to do the Lynx commercials, eh? You've seen those.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Grilling up.
Yeah.
Man, it's a little cringe looking back.
Is that you?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
With a jacket that's like way too big on me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, what are you doing?
The helmet wasn't quite fitting either.
No, man. I don't even look ready.
It's immediate. I could see the straps are like this.
That was my pre-dad body.
Yes,
now I filled up. I filled up a bit.
Filled up.
Perfect.
I'm like not even sure how to like accelerate.
That's awesome. Be like Paul.
It wasn't my idea, but it worked. Whatever.
No, it does. It's a good video, right? Where do people? You got TrakMaps, TrakMaps.com. What else? Where else can people find and follow you? What's your Facebook handle?
It's easy. It's all TrakMaps. We're active on Facebook and Instagram a bit. Not too much on Instagram, mostly Facebook. And you can also find us. So obviously you can order on our website, but we have a network of retailers across Ontario and Quebec who stock our products.
Right on.
And on our website, there's a like find a retailer section. Put in your postal code or address, and it'll find the closest retailer.
Nice.
Perfect.
Oh, thanks, Greg. Paul's my hero.
I want to rent that cabin that you're staying in.
Yeah, it's really cool. For anyone listening, it's Rabaska, like Rabaska. Really, really cool people who run it, and very easily accessible by Snowmobile. And their cabins are just like adorable. Like it's just so fun going there. It's like you get that rustic feel. You can make a fire. If you don't feel like cooking or barbecuing, they have a really, really nice restaurant. It doesn't break the bank either. Really, really a lot of fun.
That bridge that was in that video, I think, is where I did the drone footage last year with Corey and Drew and Shannon.
Really? Well, that was close to Rabaska, like
Yeah,
less than an
Rabaska's in
hour.
that.
Yeah, that's that. I think that might even be the river. Might even be named Rabaska River. Or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah. I
the
think
French
I'm
equivalent would be.
positive that looks so familiar now that I see that.
Riviere de Rabaska.
Yeah,
Very
Woodrunner
possible.
Trails.
Yeah.
Rabaska Lodge looks awesome, Corey says, and Marcus says those are the Woodrunner Trails.
Yeah, like we went there obviously for the company, but we've been there like as a group, and I went there with my wife as well. It was just a nice time.
Yeah, perfect. What are we at for giveaways there, Drew? Have we got? Are we at 9 or 10?
9.
We're at 9. So here, let's do another question here.
Gotta pump those numbers
Let's do
up.
another question that we don't know the answer to, but we're going to ask it anyway.
What number was my first 50 edition? Eh?
What people at?
Well, how about we do? Do you want to do closest or do you want to do that again? We don't have to do that. You can pick up a question.
The 50 edition snowmobile. It's limited run.
We had 2. We had 2. One was the great one, Mr. 99. But what was the first one that we only owned for 1 season? Closest number to it.
Yeah.
They were all numbered. I don't think it's posted in any video. Maybe there's a video where it's said, but
it is, yeah.
But it's not easily look upable. You can't just look. We didn't put it in the title. So
yeah.
How many were made, Corey said?
1,000.
That narrows it down. Maybe we shouldn't say that.
No,
it's 1,600 if you include the summits, but it's 1,000 MXZs.
It's 1,000. It was what number of 1,000 was on that sled? So
I'll do a minute timer. My bad, guys.
Yeah. So
okay,
a couple answers popping up here. 300, 349, 73, 549. Corey says, keep going, fire to 25.
I wish that'd be cool.
It wasn't 01 either.
No,
775.
01 I think is actually in Valcourt. I'm pretty sure still. 01 or 02 is in Valcourt. Outdoor Hobby guys 667. We got 665, 875. This is great. Yeah, because Corey didn't even ride with us at that point, so he doesn't know either.
I think we got a winner within 2.
No. We don't have a winner. I know what number it is, and we don't have a winner yet. People are close.
They're honing. They're honing from what I see.
Mike Vetfan, 1967. Is that a new name?
Where's my big stalker, BAM Customs? He'd know.
He would know if he was in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 1 second. It's over.
It's over.
So I'll give. I know it. Can we just give it a sec? Give it 1 second, just so then the last roll in because we're delayed by about 15 seconds.
Mike got it.
No, he's 2 off, but he's the closest. But he got it. The number is 669.
Oh, wow.
669 was the number, and Mike Vetfan, 1967, said 667.
Yeah, right on. So Mike Vetfan, send us your address.
He says first time.
Yeah,
that might be in reply to the. That's a new name.
Yeah, it is. I don't recognize the name at all. That's great. Love new fans.
Well, welcome to the chat.
Yeah, we're here every week, and you can send your fan photos into fanphoto@mudbrats.com before noon on Mondays. And we share your photos. But that's pretty cool.
667. Dang. I didn't think.
That's a great shot of the snowmobile trails right here on the screen.
Yeah, that's Ontario, I think.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, Northbrook. Yeah.
No, I don't. Little Mississippi River, York River, Egan Creek, Dixon Creek.
It sounds like something in the United States.
It is. I think it is. Gold Creek. Oompa is the name of the town. Has to be the U.S.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Isn't it?
U.S. don't use those.
Oompa, Ontario. What, you haven't heard of Oompa, Ontario? Come on.
That must be way north.
Everyone knows about Oompa.
I've heard of Calidar.
It's North Frontenac.
Oh.
Southwest of Ottawa.
Yeah. Uncle Buck just said north and east of Bancroft.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know
that, Uncle Buck, but good try. Good.
Because I didn't know that you had much of an audience in the US, like when I sent you the photos. So I wouldn't have sent US. Well, now that I know that,
great, yeah.
well,
Maybe, outdoor hobby guy, maybe you're yellow, what would it be? Yellow-green colorblind, where the colors blend a lot? Because he said a photo is awesome, but the yellow blends a lot for some reason. He's got to turn his contrast up on his screen.
Oh, yeah, you can't go by my photos on the screen, though. They look... If what I'm seeing on my computer versus what's on the stream looks horrible. Same with that topo map. It didn't look very good
anything too. Those GPS screens are usually quite high contrast, so they would probably pick the color out pretty good.
I can see a moose walking along that one trail, moving in real time.
Update the map. Phone it in.
Wait a minute.
Pencil that in.
I see Greg Kelly sitting there having one of his Miller Lights.
Oh no.
These maps are accurate.
Yeah.
I see some of Mike Bleach's belt shards laying on the side of the trail.
Is that Chris? Is that smoke from Chris Watson's cookout coming on the left there?
Yeah. Do the same second updating.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll just phone it in. Oh, that's great. Was there anything else that we didn't talk about on the snowmobile maps?
Not for snowmobile. No, we it's been fun.
I noticed there's a square green area here. Is that like a crown forest or something like that?
I think that would be a reserve or like a national park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Park.
Yeah. So we'll show that as well so that's an example of like what to show at the right layer. Like you don't necessarily want to see that you're in a like natural reserve when you're already in it, but when you're planning in advance and you're more zoomed out, that's when you want to see or at least know that there's that reserve or national park.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Like, do you do them for Crown Land as well? The maps?
Our topo map. So we have a map of every province except Prince Edward Island because no demand. But in Ontario, in Quebec, in Alberta, I believe, we will show Crown Land. That's in the topo map, which is used mostly for hunting and hiking. So it'll show you if it's Crown Land or not.
Very cool. And what are the little cameras here for? Are they point of interest for scenic lookouts and things like that?
I'm not sure actually.
There's a couple little cameras.
Is that maybe no? That's definitely nothing I would have added. Like it's not like a photo I took. It might be a lookout point, but I'd have to check. I'm looking at a map of just various areas, but I can't seem to find a camera.
Yeah, they're up. It's up to the which I don't know if my pointer doesn't show up.
Oh, I'll do
no,
two little blue cameras beside each other.
Do you guys pull the points of interest right from OFSC's information or from the map information? Like,
no, points of interest are not from the OFSC.
Those are just added by you guys. Okay,
exactly, just from like various databases, user updates as well. But we don't pull any points of interest from the OFSC.
A lot of times you'll get that from the government aerials that they do every so often, right? That's what we do at work.
Yeah. And
Mike asked, I think you covered this, but can you kind of like a GPS where someone's using it, they see debris on the trail or cops or a message, if there's a fire or crash, can you report things on yours?
That would be cool, but that's a function of the GPS. So that'll be a question for Garmin. Like, for example, some Garmin GPSs have an SOS feature, right? Like you press a button and it uses satellite phone to, get help and it sends you location. So with or without our map, that GPS will have that functionality. So in order to have functionality like that, like to share debris with anyone, it would have to be through Garmin somehow, like a feature that they'd have to add in the future. But that would be useful. I can definitely see the use. It's just out of our control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. Can you see any parts where Gary's left his bag open and stuff has fallen out or lost the bag or gas can completely
We could just start strapping air tags to everything in your bag.
Every single little thing.
Yeah. No, but it's very cool. And the fact that you can layer, like you said, and toggle off certain things, you can make this map as clean or as cluttered as you want it to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can't choose like specific elements you want to hide or show, but what you can do is in the GPS like settings, you can say like, okay, I want level of detail at highest or medium or low medium. So that way it won't just clutter your GPS with tons of stuff if that is what you want.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's very cool.
I can't find the camera. Like I'm just scrolling around, and of course I can't find a single camera.
No, it was on that. It was on that. Do you see that slide I've got up right now?
Yeah,
I can't. Kind of
Winchester.
Kind of, if you look if you go like a third of the way down from the top, and maybe a quarter of the way in, there's two little blue cameras beside each other. Maybe they're not cameras. Maybe there's something else.
Yeah, maybe. This is gonna bug me for the rest of.
They certainly look like cameras. Well, if you get the answer,
yeah,
email it to me and I'll address it next week.
Okay,
it's cool. There's some nice shot of some trails.
Yeah. Don't know where this was taken.
Yeah.
Probably Rabaska also. This is a stock photo.
Yeah, I thought
we're not that crazy.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Man, the camera skills to take that photo.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. They must have thrown a pail of snow at him, I think.
They built a wall on the trail of powder.
For photos. That's for
yeah,
sure.
just go through the wall.
Yeah. This is nice old iron in there. This is probably is this some of the first photos you used for your maps? Maybe like this looks like a 99 sled.
This is also stock photo.
Yeah.
So
right.
This could be anywhere, man. Like
yeah. Very cool though. West End Sports. Is this your photo? Or is this a fan photo that I messed up?
I think this is fan photo.
I think, Dad, did you go back through?
Would the marine maps work in a Garmin Echo Max 7 SV?
Unfortunately, not. Any GPS that's designed for marine charts will not work with our charts, which is so counterintuitive, but it's outside our control. Garmin really doesn't want anyone else entering their space. So it'll work with your Navionics chart because they bought a Navionics, and it'll work with Garmin charts as well. They're what are they called? I forgot what their charts are called. The Garmin doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, that's totally cool. I was going to grab. If you have anything else to add, just go ahead. I'm going to grab some of these Sepala shots that Jamie sent in.
Maybe try to figure out who that last person was. That's someone's fan
That's
photo.
probably from last week.
Okay.
It's probably a shot from last week. I'm going to say, and I'm just going to load up. If you want to, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat while I'm getting this stuff together here.
Another thing I'll add is we have 2 mobile apps for Android and iPhone. So we have in Quebec, it's a hunting. It's basically a hunting map, like the one you showed earlier, Gary.
Yep.
So we have basically the same thing, but on your phone, and we also have an OHV app for the States, which is similar to our OHV app for GPS. So it covers most states, and we have it in the 2 app stores.
That's a great thing to have.
Yeah, it's a lot of products. We cover it all.
I'm just going to load these in here. Hold on.
And yeah, if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer. Or you can also email us if you don't have.
Yeah, what's the
question.
email address? And shout
Can I
that
put
out.
it in the chat or?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
go
put it in
ahead.
the chat and I'll put it up on
And
the
I don't know,
screen.
Dad, did you already ask about socials?
Yeah.
Yep, I did. Yep.
Okay, so it said the comment failed to post. Probably like it's like an anti-spam filter, maybe.
It could be. We're locked down pretty tight here. You can't. Nobody
Yeah.
messes with us.
It's all good. But for the audience, it's info@TrakMaps TRAKMAPS.com for any questions. We answer usually same day. Worst case, it goes to the next day, but we answer very quickly. And we have a live chat as well. We answer very quickly.
Okay. I think I can send these
Yeah,
over
I'll
now.
put it in because I'm admin privileges.
Yeah. Post that up on screen for Paul.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for all the prizes tonight too. That was very cool.
Of course. It's our pleasure. It's fun. This was honestly a lot of fun.
Oh, that's
I was a little
great.
nervous. You know, I've done this only once before, and it was live, and it wasn't live actually, but it was like in person. So this was is a really cool format.
When it's live, anything can happen. But I got a great bunch of guys in the chat, and they keep it going. And Greg Kelly says the sound was terrific tonight on his phone, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, it's nice to hear that. I'm gonna call up some of these Sepala things from what Jamie had sent in. I just gotta pull them down, download them right now from the internet.
My wife had bought this mic a couple years ago, like hasn't really been used. And when I told her about the podcast, she's like, "Oh, you should use my mic." I'm like, "Oh yeah," but I forgot what it looked like, and she brought it out. I'm like, "Damn, this thing! It's huge."
I got the same one.
Oh, nice.
Blue Yeti. Yep.
Yeah, they're
Awesome.
great, inexpensive mic. Yeah.
Oh, crap. Set's falling apart over here now. I shouldn't have done that. I did this a few weeks ago. I can never get the camera sitting up on my monitor. There we go.
Yeah, like once you have it set, like you don't want to touch it.
I think those are last week's pictures. Hold on. Where'd they go?
Yeah, and then if anybody
here
missed it, it's at TrakMaps on Instagram there.
Yeah, TrakMaps on Instagram and Facebook, or just Google TrakMaps. You'll find us. We're also on eBay and Amazon.
Nice. Oh, so you can order the product on Amazon, like the SD card thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not
Very
stocked
cool.
at Amazon, but it will be shipped out just like any other order. So we just want to make sure we're everywhere people that are buying are. So whether it's like through the retailer, great. You know, we sell to retailers.
Yeah, you guys look like you have decently quick shipping as well. Right now, for me in Windsor, it says January 31st to February 4th. That's this week. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like if you were to order right now, it would be shipped out tomorrow for sure. And we ship through either Canada Post expedited parcel or FedEx ground or GLS or UPS, whichever is like fastest and cheapest. And like we'll get it there. Usually 1 to 3 days is what we promise. If someone like today, someone contacted us. He said, "I'm leaving for a trip on Thursday, and it's like end of the day today, so it's too late." And we're like, "I don't know, man. Like, we can't really make that happen." We're like, "You might get it, but we don't want to like build up the expectations." So he said, "How about this? Like, we can give you a download, ship you an SD card after, if you know that's what you ultimately want." We're flexible like that. We just want to make sure people are happy and that they get use out of their product.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's what it's all about. So here's some updates of let me see here. That's Chris again.
Yeah, with the thumb.
We gotta go right to we're at the end. We gotta go to the beginning. So this is a live update. He just shot this tonight.
Oh wow.
It's a video, so it should play. No, I guess not. But yeah, you can see the that's an aluminum basket, which AKA coffins that he's got in the back. And
so
yeah,
what goes in them?
Pretty much some supplies, but it's also shelter if there's bears or anything coming and attack them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they're massive. That thing's probably half sunk, and you can see he's got his big winch trying to pull himself out there. Oh, there's the video.
It's starting to play. It just had to buffer, I guess.
Yeah.
Holy.
Oh man, I don't envy them.
No.
It must have been like the warm up that's now coming through. It must be there now wherever they are, right? Dad?
Yeah, no. So he's got a video. This might be it of them breaking this water hole. They basically skip it to get through.
Oh God.
Yeah. But yeah, when he said it's actually hell that they're going through right now. So these guys are breaking the trail, and then the dog sled team's going to come back through after them. But yeah, you can see it's pretty barren land out there. More water.
Jeez.
This is a video too. Yeah. But there's all the dogs getting ready to go. Yeah. It was such a great show. I actually ran into a guy at the covered bridge in Palmerston, and he was talking about the show, and we were talking about it, and it was a real fun show to do. It's one of those things I never thought I'd enjoy it so much that and it's neat to get the updates from Jamie. He messages me all the time and shoots me. Those are little compilations of what he sent me over the last few days, and it's so fun. Yeah. So just a regular dude in the chat, and then all of a sudden he tells us about this great expedition that he's part of. So it worked out really good. But no.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you were able to make an episode out of it, you know? Like something really out of the ordinary.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So Mike Vetfan said he definitely enjoyed the show. Join us again next week. He's definitely coming back. Motorsport Channel says, have a good night. When in doubt, throttle out, Marcus says about that picture. Greg Kelly says, great show. And Paul is an excellent guest. Take care, Gary and Drew. I think there should be one prize per person, the Gleets rule.
Man, we're no more business for TrakMaps anymore.
Exactly.
It's all been given away in prizes.
That's right. No, that's great. I'll make sure I get the list. Everybody that won, email me. Not that way I can just forward it through with your name, address, what maps you want, if you want the printed version or if you want the digital version, what you're thinking, or if you have any questions before you do it. But check out the website. You can pick through the products there, and then Paul will fulfill it promptly. Uncle Buck says, great show. I think it was a great show as well. I think that's really cool. And but I'll roll the credits unless you have one final parting word to say.
On the spot. No, thank you. It was a nice opportunity, and just so happy to connect with our people, right? It's that's how we get information on how we can get better, and just to make sure that we're serving everyone. So just want to say a big thank you to you, Gary, to Drew, and everyone here in the comments. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and did get the code posted. So Ron Kessler, it's MUDBRATS. Does it matter if it's capitals or not?
It doesn't have to be capitals. No, I can confirm that the code works.
Yeah. So
it just has to be $79 or more. Not just. I'm not trying to be like nitpicky or arbitrary, but if I do it any lower, then you won't get free shipping. So it's just enough to get.
There you go. So you're just doing it to help my guys out.
and the snowmobile maps are all $79. Some are more, but like the Ontario one is $79.
So that works. So that's your coupon code. Use it. Mason says, great show. Have a good night, guys. Yeah, thank you for joining us too. Really appreciate it. I'll roll the credits, and we'll see everybody next week. We've got a Canes Quest competitor, and one of the comments the last time we had a Canes Quest competitor on, someone had asked, it might have been you.
It was
Drew,
me.
Why doesn't anyone do it on a Lynx snowmobile?
Oh, yeah, because I was like, doesn't it just seem like you just take one off the showroom and go run it with an X-Terrain, you'd be fine?
Well, these guys run Lynxes. So he's really excited to come on and talk to us. And they're from Wabash City, Newfoundland, and it's going to be Wabash, which is Labrador City in Newfoundland. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. So looking forward to that one next week. And thank you everybody for watching. What's that?
That's okay.
And don't forget to send in your fan photos by noon on Monday. And Shannon says, thanks guys, had fun. It was a good night. Absolutely.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's a journey for life.